here's what we got going on today. We are removing the factory side skirts, also known to some people as rocker panels, off the 2010 Genesis Coupe 3.8. As you can see, here is the driver's side, which I've already removed the factory side skirt and installed loosely the Duraflex TP-R side skirt, which may also be called the Type R, not really sure. Duraflex side skirt, I will say I'm extremely impressed with this company and the way this side skirt fits. After I had the factory side skirt off, literally took me 10 minutes, drilled out a couple of the holes already drilled into the side skirt from Duraflex, and it was installed on the car. Couple more screws, and it'll be stuck on for good. So there's a link below this video. Will take you to Amazon, where you can order the side skirts or the full body kit for the Genesis Coupe if you like the way this looks. So let's get on to it. And we're going around to the passenger side here. Here's the driver's side skirt, which I've already removed. All the research I done on the internet, which was mostly just a couple forums, had people saying undo the screws on the bottom, which you can see there's spots all along the bottom of this side skirt, and then they say pull like hell and break these clips off, which you can actually see the spot where the clips are held on here. Let me run over here. I'll actually grab one of the clips so you can see it. Here's one of the clips. They lock into the side of the car, and the side skirt slides into these clips. Now, with the Duraflex, there's no need to have these still on the car. So if you're installing a bolt-on, I'm sure other companies, they probably don't use this style of mounting either. So it's no big deal to keep these in place. Now, if your plan is to reinstall these factory side skirts at some point, you don't want to just rip off the side skirt. Just not too good of a way to do things. So with that being said, let's take a look at the first couple of steps that we have going on here. You have these little screws right here. You can see this one here, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's also one right here. Basically, they're just little brackets that when you screw them in, they expand out and they hold the piece in place. So you just unscrew these little pieces, and these literally just slide right out. Hey, you got two here in the front, and if we go to the back, you got one right here. So unscrew those, pop them out. They're not too hard to pop out once they're unscrewed. Once that is done, all of them removed, set them off to the side, save those for later. You will need those. Those are part of the installation, at least for the Duraflex, that will hold this bolt-on side skirt in place once you go to install the next set here. After that, you have two choices. You have these screws, again, like I showed you on the other one. I know it's kind of hard to see. You can see one right there, and these screws go all the way down, one after another, after another, after another. I know I said I don't like ripping things off the side of my car, but here's the problem I ran into. These little screws were so rusted and stuck in place that I literally could not unscrew them. So, here's the solution I came up with. Grab yourself a flathead screwdriver. Now I've already ran down the most of this panel, so I'm down here at the very end, and I will show you Sorry for the shakiness. I'll show you how I did this. So, I took the screwdriver and I slid it in behind the side skirt. I twisted it a little bit. Okay, let's move down to this one since this is the next one I had to remove. I twisted it a little bit and I actually just pried on it. Now if you pry enough, of course this one's going to be a pain in the butt, so let me put down the camera here. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm sure you heard the popping going on there. So basically there are little brackets that these also screw into up inside the body, little plastic brackets. So basically all I did was take the screwdriver and I pried on it until it popped those brackets free. So once those are free, I'm going to set the phone down for just a second here, my camera, and I'm going to get set up. Alright, so we're back. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Right here you can see those are the clips that I showed you that attach into the body of the car. Now I'm sure somewhere, some way, there's some little trick that we're missing here to remove the side skirt without busting out all these clips. But at this point, I can't for the life of me figure out exactly how it's done. So basically what I've done is pulled on it a little bit. Some of the clips are busting off, and then other ones I'm able to actually get in behind the panel carefully without prying up against the metal part of the body, and pry the little teeth that hold these clips in place, and therefore releasing them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the phone down, give it an angle here so you guys can watch what I'm doing, and I'm going to slowly work my way down the side skirt here. Another thing on the other side that I used that was a little handy was to actually take and let me grab it because I didn't grab onto it here, is to actually take a set of pliers that have a rubber or plastic handle on it, and use those to kind of wedge it in between the metal body and the plastic, so that way you're not scratching the crap out of the metal while you're trying to pry on these clips if you get into a spot to where you just can't quite get the clip to pop free by just pulling on it. So basically what I do is I just take it, slide it in like that right next to the clip, and then I would position the flathead screwdriver against the handle of the pliers and just pry on that little clip until it pops free. So with that being said, we're going to use that technique as well as just pulling and prying a little bit with the flathead screwdriver, and let's get this beast off here.
Sorry about that. It's like the phone fell over here, which I'm using to tape the removal here. See if I can get it set up here without it falling over. Alright. So, now keep in mind here that the clips on the bottom that are holding those screws in on the very bottom, they're wanting to snap back in as I'm removing the side skirt. So if you run into a spot where it seems to be rather difficult pulling on it, just get back under there and pry those clips back out of the bottom where those screws are. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do next here. Alright, and there we have it in all its glory. Factory side skirt. So basically what you do at this point is you just go along with your flathead screwdriver and just pry on these little dills. Of course, it's easier to do when you have two hands than it is when you're holding a camera phone, but just pry those out all the way along the body there, one by one. Then at that point you're basically ready to mock up your bolt-on fiberglass or you know, polyurethane or whatever side skirt you've bought to stick on here. Again, the Duraflex. Here's the passenger side one. Very impressed with this. Extremely surprised at how well it fit, you know, right out of the box. So even me, which, you know, I'm not horribly mechanically inclined, was able to install these on my car. You know, I chose at this point not even to paint them because I'm going with the black on red look. I'm sure, you know, eventually I'm going to want some paint on here. I'm sure it's just a primer on this from factory. So but you know, looks darn good. Adds some slick lines to the car. I think this is a fiberglass and polyurethane combination. So it's still, you know, kind of brittle because it is a fiberglass, but has, you know, some flex to it from the polyurethane. So there you go. Just follow those steps. Before you know it, you'll have your side skirts off and you know, slapping on, you know, whatever it is you want to put on there. So any questions, just shoot them to me in the comment section. I think in you know, if you Google this, the first couple things you're going to find are the forum responses. They said in there that you can order these clips from the factory or a dealership if you need to replace these clips. Of course, it doesn't do you much good if you've, you know, ripped the actual mounting point off the side skirt, but you know, to each their own, and good luck.